Sir, Bhuvri sir, can you start, sir?
Okay, sir.
Right, okay. So, yeah, sir?
Okay, sir. Just continue. Yeah, continue.
Okay. So, dear participants, I welcome you all for the last session of our ATAL sponsored FDP on blockchain. So, before I introduce our resource person, I just want to say a few points. So, that is our quiz time is scheduled as your some of the participants requested to extend the limit. So, I decided to have 1.5 hours. Okay. So it starts from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. Your quiz timing will be scheduled 2:30 to 4 o'clock. So the second one is at the end of this session, so around before while completing Bhubadi sir. Okay. So around 1:15 or 1:30 after the end of this particular session, I request all the participants to switch on your camera in order to so that I can take snapshot for ATAL document purpose. Okay, so those who are interest, kindly, it's not mandatory. So if you switch on your camera, I can happy to have a snapshot for record purpose. Right. So with this, I'd like to introduce our resource person, Mr. Bhubadi Pandi. So actually, he completed. His PG diploma in cloud computing in the year 2018. He is a graduate of ME software engineering from Periyar Maniammai College of Engineering in the year 2009. He also having the degree of MSc software engineering in the year 2006 and BSc computer science from the year 2004. So he is currently working as a chief technical associate from Monsoor Research Lab from 2015 to till now. He is having a professional, he is a good industrial exposure. He is having the analysis of project, designing and developing many complex curriculum. He also worked as a academician in Press University over the 6 years from 2009 to 2015. His professional activities like he can able to design the IT professional curriculum. He is more interest towards research and development activities, both industry as well as academic concern. Um, he can able to develop research with new topics like digital for digital work, blockchain, and various professional technological ideas with him. He is a developer of PNL Software Technology Limited over the 2 years. With this, I would like to welcome our eminent resource person, Mr. Bhubadi Pandi, to deliver the lecture on blockchain technologies for digital future. Sir, please, the forum is open to you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So thank you for the given introduction. And I would thank you, the first of all, Mr. B. Muthukumar, the head of the department, the faculty of Computer Science Engineering, Salem Engineering College. As well as I feel very thankful and proud to who they are together here to join this session. Sir, please just give the permission to present my screen, sir.
Yes, sir. You can share it, sir.
Okay, sir. So today's session, now we are going to discuss about the blockchain technology. So it is a very emerging nowadays, this technology. Just a minute, I will share my. Still now I didn't get that permission.
So you can share now, sir. No issue. Then the bottom you have a present now, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, it is asking the permission. You must grant permissions in order to screen, sir. Yeah, it's asking permission.
1 second, sir. 1 second.
Okay, next we will discuss our blockchain. Jason. So today we are going to discuss about the blockchain. So first of all, we have to know about, so what's mean by blockchain? Why we have used this blockchain nowadays? So what is the current technology of the blockchain? So first of all, we have to say the lot of definitions for that blockchain. So the first one is the blockchain is consist of data stored, which you have to trust. So this, so basically we have to describe about like that. So even though just
சீக்கிரம்.
so even though just we have to say the explanation, the brief explanation about the blockchain means it is a open distributed database. So actually the blockchain is not a technology only. So the blockchain is a environment. It is a technology based environment. So this technology is incorporated with, that is integrated with the cryptography functions. So the environment is incorporated, otherwise collaborate with the cryptography functions. So the basically just if you have to analyze, so blockchain is not only the technology, it is the environment. Just I will share my presentation. So even though I didn't get it permission to share that.
Sir,
Sir?
shall you share the screen, sir?
No, sir, not able to share it. Yeah, again it says that you must grant permissions in order to screen share.
Actually,
Sir, why don't you re-log in, disconnect and re-log in?
Sure, ma'am. Yeah, just me.
Yeah, start presentation. Sir, Bhuvi sir. Sir, Bhuvi sir. Is it audible, sir? Hello. Hello. Bhuvi sir.
Yeah, sir, it is audible.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sir.
Sir, Bhuvi sir, can I? You can present now, sir.
Yes, sir. I think so, sir is not able to hear.
Yes.
Though
Yes.
he's on. Okay. Sir, are you able to see the PPT, sir?
So I am extremely sorry. So due to technical problem, not able to, I can't present that. So nowadays, Dr. Kumar is presenting that presentation. Sir, please, the next one. So before discuss about the blockchain environment, first of all, in this session, what we are going to discuss about. So what are the index? So the first one is we are going to discuss about the blockchain model. So what is blockchain? So what about the blockchain? So which type of model is based on blockchain? Otherwise, blockchain is based upon which model? So this is the blockchain model. The second one is we are going to discuss about the workflow. So here we have to mention that the workflow is how the blockchain is running background. So this is a second one topic. The third one is, so what are the types of blockchains are available nowadays in the real environment, or that is in real time, real lifetimes. So next one is the architecture of the platform. How the architecture. So what are the components are involved in that architecture? So otherwise, what are the modules are deployed in that architecture? So we are going to discuss about the platform architecture also. So the next one is the applications. So nowadays in real-time environment, where we have to using the blockchain. So what are the applications that used by the blockchain? The next one is the hyperledger fabric. So the hyperledger fabric is one of the private blockchain environment. So this is a real time nowadays we are using. So we are also going to discuss about the hyperledger fabric. The next one is the online demo. Nowadays, because the lots of blockchain environment are developed in that online, just they are saying some so the little bit demo they are giving the access to us. The next one is what are the challenges and research areas is focused on that blockchain. So what are the challenges are nowadays we are facing while we are using that blockchain environment. The next one is the best project ideas. So the blockchain nowadays, how we have to move to the next level. So these are the project ideas. So now we are going to discuss about the blockchain model. So next one. So here, before we discussing about that blockchain, so what is the current situation of that blockchain environment? So here, the objectives of this session is, the first one is the blockchain, the next one is a hyperledger fabric. So what is mean by blockchain, as well as what is mean by hyperledger fabric. So still now the blockchain is we didn't use it. So just we have to know some knowledge about the blockchain, but the hyperledger fabric, even the real-time deployment or real-time implementation, how we have to develop the blockchain and how we have to use that blockchain. So what are the components are available in the blockchain? So everything is done in hyperledger fabric. So the blockchain is here public based. The hyperledger is private based blockchain. So the hyperledger is developed by that IBM. It is the Linux based blockchain environment. So normally the blockchain is introduced at in 1991. Just if you have to go some backwards. So what is when it will identified? The blockchain is identified at 1991. Satoshi Nakamoto. So actually this name is a fact one, but still now we does not know, always does not aware about who is invented blockchain. So we are in this session is we are going to combine the blockchain and the hyperledger fabric. It's also one of the private based blockchain environment. So next one, please. So here I given that some introduction, the brief introduction about the blockchain model. But nowadays the various explanation available, various definitions available for the blockchain. So here, this is one of the explanation. This is one of the definition for the blockchain model. So the first one is the open distributed ledger. So that means the blockchain environment is a open source. So it is not a restricted one. It is a open source. The next one is the distributed ledger that can record transaction. So that means, so actually it is a distributed in between the nodes. So now I will convey that how we have to combine that blockchain. Just we have to compare the blockchain environment with our networking, basic networking, how the networks are working. So the blockchain environment also the same mechanism of that our networking. So in the network, we have in the lot of nodes, the first one, because so the every one node having the own specific IP address, then source and destination IP address, some data we have to transfer. So what is the mechanism of the networking? So the same mechanism here we have to following in that blockchain environment. So this diagram is indicating how the blockchain works in background. That means, suppose if you are working in that blockchain environment, how the data are transferred, otherwise how the blocks are transferred. Suppose just we have to consider our networking data transfer. If you want to send the data from source to destination, just we have to first of all we have to request the destination to send the data. So like the same condition we have to apply here. Then after that, getting the permission to transfer the data, the corresponding data contain source IP address and destination IP address. Then checksum which type of data is available there. Then options, the lot of information available in that data. So the corresponding, the same information is available here in that block. Just we have to convey the data in network. Just we have to, the data is replaced by the block. That means the ledger. The ledger is we have called as block. The block is here some information, some data. So one more information also. Still now, what we thought about blockchain. From my consideration, the everyone we are talking about. Still now, we are thinking about the blockchain is Bitcoin. So here we have to give some clarification. So what is blockchain and also what is a Bitcoin? So Bitcoin is one of that cryptocurrency. So the blockchain environment is using to transfer the Bitcoin from one node to another node. So the blockchain is not only it's not a Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the blockchain environment is used to transfer the Bitcoin. And one more thing also. Still now we are thinking the blockchain environment is only used for transfer the Bitcoin. Sorry, it is a wrong thing. The corresponding blockchain environment is also used for the various applications in retail also, then healthcare department, then voting system. So just we have to apply this blockchain environment to that various applications. So please, just you have to go the previous one slide. Yeah. So here, the first one method, if you want send the block to get the requisition from the destination. So the user request for the transaction, the first step here. The second one is the block is representing the transactions created. That means here we have to make that block, otherwise we have make that ledger. Nothing but the block, and ledger is nothing but it's containing the files, the informations. So this is the block. While we are creating the block, here we are using the encryption algorithms. So we are using the various encryption algorithms. So after the creation of that block, it's just sent to that. That means it is broadcasting to the nodes. So what are the nodes are available in that network? So after that, the block is added to the chain. So here, the first four steps we have to clear about. The fifth one is, and the block is added to the chain. So what is meaning this chain? Here we have to once again remember that networking architecture. So when we are sending the data from source to the destination, just our data are splitted into various data. So, and also the data is having the sequence number. So which one is how to go first, which one is go to second, which one is go to third. So like that, the same function, the same process is happening in that block. So the chain means, so after broadcasting that data, after broadcasting that block, it is automatically integrate with one by one. So how many blocks are sent to the source to the destination? The corresponding the data, otherwise here we have to call as a block. So the blocks are interconnected based upon the sequence number. So it is formed the chain. So that is a fifth one. The last one is it is verified and executed. That means it is reached the destination. After that, it is verified and executed. Here, we have to raise one question here. So what is verification and execution? Then which type of process happening here? Which type of technology happening here? And who is done that? We have to raise the question. So the verification and the execution is done by the miners. So miners is agents. So in that blockchain environment, not only the users. So the users, suppose I am the one of the user, you are the one of the user. So who are participating in that network? So those are the users, always those are the nodes. We have called that like that. So the miners is a agent. Just suppose I am the one of the user, just I have to send the data to someone in this group. So just first of all, I get it requisition to the someone from this group. Just after that, just I am making block. It is, I send it to, I broadcast that. Then corresponding blocks reach to the destination. So here the verification and the execution is done in that. So who is done that verification means there's some miners. These are some intermediates. Otherwise, just we have to call that third parties. So third parties, otherwise we have to call that the agents. So those are verified and execute the corresponding block. So this type of while we are making a requisition and perform that blocking and send to the after that reach the block into the destination. So here three types of cryptography is available, three types of functions available. So while we are developing that block, that means while we are preparing the ledger, always while we are preparing the record, here we have to using that digital signatures and private keys and public keys while we are preparing that block. This is the first step happening here. Then after reaching that destination, here validation and the transactions is done by the proof of work. This is the proof of work is one of the cryptography algorithms they are using in the blockchain environment. Then just I will come to the fifth point. The block is added. So while the corresponding the blocks are added, integrated, here they are using the hash functions. These are hash security algorithms. So here we have to raise one more question also. So what are the hash algorithms nowadays, and which type of hash function, hash algorithms used in the blockchain environment? Here they are using that three types of hash functions. The first one is MD5, message digest 5. This is one of the hash function algorithm they are using here. Then second one is SHA, secure hash algorithm, secure hash algorithm 1. And one more also they are using for the hash function, that is a SHA2, secure hash algorithm 2. So three type of hash algorithms only they are using while the blocks are integrated. So this is the cryptography algorithms are used while develop the block. That means preparation the block, always prepare the ledger, then forecasting. While the packets are integrating, after that it is reached the destination. So in this situation, they are using the blockchain developers. They are using three types of cryptography algorithms here. So next one, sir, please. So here we have to discuss about the next one about that. Suppose if you are using that blockchain environment in our organization or in our business. Suppose you are maybe an entrepreneur, something like that. So just while we are using that blockchain environment, just what is the advantages? Suppose if you are using that one technology, means just if I get it any beneficial from that, then only we have to using that some technologies. So while we are using that blockchain technology, so what is the benefits we will get it? So here we have to call this like there is a characterization, otherwise a features. So the first one is the immutable. So we have to discuss later. After that, our architecture diagram. First of all, we have to discuss about the architecture diagram. Then we will discuss about that. Sir, please next one slides. Sir, please next one. Just you have to listen this one. This is the architecture of the blockchain environment. So in the blockchain environment, it is not a virtual one, it is a real one. How we have to develop that network communication. For example, suppose in our colleges, we have the CS lab, IT lab, some things like that. How our LAN communication is working there. So just we have to make one server. Then after that, the clients is communicated with the server. So like that, the blockchain also is one of the real-time environment. It is not a virtual one. It is a real-time environment. So this is the architecture of that blockchain. So in that architecture, first of all, it's having the 4 layers. That means 4 components. The first ones I cannot have on fourth one. So the first one is a infrastructure layer. So this is the physical medium. How we have to install our lab environment in our classroom, others in our college. So the corresponding the same process is going on that infrastructure layer. So what are the components or parts are available in that infrastructure layer? Means nodes, storage, and network. So nodes as our system. The infrastructure layer is a source how we have to formulate the lab environment. The corresponding same situation is happening that infrastructure layer. So here the nodes is a system, otherwise a user. So who are the participants in that environment? So those are the nodes, otherwise those are the users. Here we have to describe 3 types of nodes. The first one is a simple node, the second one is full node, and the third one is mining. So the first one node is used to send and receive the transaction. Suppose someone user asked to given the requisition to send the block means. So after that process, just some users send and receive the transaction. The corresponding the packet is sent and received. This transaction is maintained by one of the nodes here. The second one is a full node. The full node means it is a validating the transaction. In the previous one slide, just we have to find out. In the last one step was here validation. So the validation is done by the one of the node. It is called the full node. It's nothing but someone agent is there. They are validate your block. So it is one of the human. It is one of the third party. So like we have called it is a agent or third party. Someone is a human. They are validating. So these are the full node. The third one is mining node. So what's mining node means? Who is generating the block? Suppose in this blockchain environment, you are that users and I am also user means. The first of all, suppose if I am developing block, that means I am developing a ledger. So this is corresponding this user as a mining node. So this is a node that means users. The infrastructure layer is indicating about that physical medium of the blockchain environment. So the nodes means a user. In this environment, the 3 types of nodes are available. That means 3 types of users available. The first one is a simple user. Second one is the full user. Third one is a mining user. So everyone having some responsibility while the processing the blockchain environment. The next one is the storage. The storage means it is used to store the data, store our blocks. So just we have to generate the block, then we have to send it. And after the rectification, it's like a server. Just we have to use the storage used to save the data. It's like the same operation in happening in networking. The last one is network. So it is established. The network is established to make the communication. This is the infrastructure layer. This is the work of the infrastructure layer. The second one is the platform layer. So in that platform layer, it is finally, otherwise it's completely used for that communication between our blockchain environment with our user. That means it is making the communication in between that user and the blockchain environment. So the first one is a RPC, remote procedure call, then web application programming interface. Then second one is the representational state transfer. So these are the communication procedures. Just is making the communication between the user and the blockchain environment. It's like that. So the third one is layer is a distributive computing layer. So the distributing computer layer is fully used for transactions, replication, and provide a security, then hashing function, then encryption function. So these is handled by the distributed computing layer. So here also, so one more work also is done by the distributed computing, and the fault tolerance and immutability, then privacy. Just everyone know about the fault tolerance. What is my fault tolerance? What is my checksum, something like that. Here we have to mention the one important thing as a immutability. So this is the main attitude of the blockchain environment. So this is one of the high-level security of that high-level feature of the blockchain environment. So what is mean by immutability? So the immutability means here once again we have to remember that network concepts. So one source send one source send or 5 data to the destination. The first data is reached to the destination through that intermediate nodes, and second data up to the last 5 data are reached to the destination. So while they are transfer the data from one node to another node, the every one node having that ledger. That means they are having the lock record, as well as the 5 nodes are transferred from that one node to another node. The 2 nodes also having that full data, full in detailed about that what we have to transfer. So this is the immutability. That means we cannot be able to change that data. So for this example, just we have to do that online demo. Then only you have to find out what is the immutability, something like that. And one more benefit also. The one more advantages of that blockchain environment is here. It is a decentralized. So here that means distributed. Here we have to differentiate the 2 types. The first one is a client server model, and the second one is a peer-to-peer communication. Otherwise a centralized communication, otherwise a decentralized communication. So this is the decentralized. In our lab infrastructure, we have in the one centralized server, then clients are communicate with that server to get the resources, some things like that. That is a procedure in centralized. This is a decentralized. That means how many nodes are available in that blockchain environment. That means suppose in that blockchain environment we are having the 10 nodes, otherwise 10 users in that environment. The every node having that server. That means here there is no centralized server. The every one node having the keeping the data and the resources in one storage areas. So this is the main advantages of that blockchain environment. The first one is a immutability. Immutability does not. That means immutability means we does not able to change that data at any cost. The second one is a decentralized storage system. So these are main 2 advantages. These are handled by the distributed computing layer. The third one is the application layer. So here it is conducted digital asset transaction and the smart contracts. So what is mean by here? We have to discuss about the main important one, the smart contract. So what is mean by smart contract? Just we have to discuss about. Sir, please next one, sir. Yeah. Sir, next one slide. Yeah. Next one, sir. Next one. Next one, sir. Next, sir. Next. Yes, this is the smart contract. The blockchain heap in the one of the very secure level procedure, which is called that smart contract, is nothing but just I say on a real-time example for the smart contract, then you have to understand what about the smart contract. While we are doing the business, suppose we are doing the import business or export business, here we have to maintain some data in between the importer and the exporter. That means some claims. Here we have to keep some rules and procedure. That means procedure policy. So which type of that means which type of components we have to send, and after that receive that component. That means suppose if you are doing the some import business or export business, that we have to send some materials to the someone there to the abroad. So after that receiving that material, the corresponding the receiver send the deposit the money. So here we have to follow some procedures. Otherwise, just here we have to follow some policies. So the corresponding policy here, the smart contract is a set of policies in between the who are involved in that blockchain. That means I am the one of the user, you are one of the user, means just I send some one Bitcoin. For example, here we are using the Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin is here some cryptocurrency. Everybody know about that. What is meant by cryptocurrency? What is meant Bitcoin? Something everybody know about that. Suppose I am sending one Bitcoin to one user in that environment, means here we are following. That means the user, that means the sender and the receiver, they are doing some procedure. They are some mutual understanding. So the corresponding mutual understanding is called here the smart contract. So suppose if you are filling that blockchain environment, there you must have to deploy with smart contract. So here also we have to raise one question also. So the smart contract, how it is, the smart contract is a procedure or policy, something like that. So how we have to implement the smart contract in that blockchain environment? So basically, the blockchain environment also one of the application. It is a decentralized application. Just we have to call as a T app in that real time. So the blockchain environment is one of the application. In that application, just we have to write some coding. Suppose if you are talking about in real time environment, just we have to if you are going to deploy that blockchain environment, it is the blockchain environment as a D application. It's not the application, it's a decentralized application. It is an app like that. So in that app, we have to write some codings, some procedures. Just we have to add some components. It's one of the model as a smart contract. The smart contract condition some rules and regulations. It's like a protocol. So what are the protocols we are using the networking? So the corresponding here also the smart contract also one of the protocol. It is making the mutual understanding in between two users. That means sender and receiver. So this is a smart contract. So next one is also a programming. Just I mentioned like that. The blockchain is a smart contract. It is a program also. The rules and regulations, the valid and approved transaction. So the last one is here build a decentralized autonomous organization. So here I will say one more example also here how the smart contract will work here. So what is the working nature of this smart contract in the blockchain environment? Just you have to everybody know how the vending machines are working. Suppose the vending machine is having the full of cans, cold drinks, something like that. If sometimes the vending machine deliver everything. Suppose if we have the any space, means it's automatically indicate to the clients, otherwise the owners. So actually we are some bottles are just you have to fill some bottles here. So some bottles are some spaces available, some things like that. So like that same condition, It's like a artificial. Here also they are using the artificial AI technology. They are using. So it's like AI technology. So the smart contract is nothing but it is some procedure, some rules and regulations. They are following rules, some mutual understandings that developed in that blockchain environment. It is one of the some program coding. If we have to discuss about real time means, it is a program coding. We have to integrate within blockchain environment. It is also T app. It is not the app. Once again, I will convey. It is not a app application. It is a decentralized application. And then where we have to using this smart contract, what are the applications? That means in real world where we have to use that. The automotive field, then financial services, then voting section, then healthcare department. So I will say in the real time blockchain environment in 2018, West Virginia. 2018 West Virginia, they are using the real-time blockchain environment in voting. So, so these are the real-time environment they are using that blockchain. So next one, just to go to the previous, the architecture one, yeah. Architecture, the last one, architecture. Yeah. Yes, sir, yeah, this one, yeah. So the blockchain environment is consist of 4 layers. So these are the layers. That means these are the components are interacted to build that blockchain environment. So after that, just we have to find out. That means how they are. Just we have to discuss in real time. So what are the languages? What are the what are the packages are used? We have to use like that. We will see later. The next one is a consensus protocol. So what is this consensus protocol? Just we have to find out. That means here we have to using some protocols level procedure for overall blockchain environment. For example, suppose if you are sending the mail from source to destination, here we are following that communication following HTTP protocol, then FTP protocol, something like that. Suppose if you are using that SMS, I will suppose while we are texting in WhatsApp, they are using the SNMP, simple message transfer protocol. Just we are using the lot of protocols in network section. So like that same situation we have to apply here. So the consensus protocols. That means here we are using also some type of protocols we are using. So those are, the first one is proof of work. These are one of the protocols used in that. These are the algorithms. The protocols means here, actually the protocols is here some rules and regulations, some policies. So here, while communicating that users in that blockchain environment, just we have to follow some rules. There is some, we have, that is the corresponding rules are administered by some protocols. So here also some of the protocols is available. Proof of work is one of the protocol. The second one is here pure proof of work is a second one protocol. Third one is practical bias and fault tolerance is the one of the protocols I here used. Then lots of protocols are also used in that blockchain environment. So the next one is here architecture, where we have to which type of platform is available to develop that blockchain environment is single ledger based, then multi-ledger, then interoperability based. And just we have to discuss only 2 things on the single ledger and the multi-ledger. So the single ledger means that means it is suppose if you are developing one network group means just there we have to following one type of ledger. That means just we have to keeping what I said and the records. So the only one record, the every node is keeping the only one record. That is a single ledger based. So the multi-ledger based means it is like a VPN, virtual private network. While we are using network communication, just we are also using the VPN. Suppose if we go to the cloud computing means they are using that VPC, virtual private cloud. So like that, the multi-ledger means it is using that VPN in that corresponding blockchain environment. That means in that communication, there is a difference in the single ledger and the multi-ledger. Single ledger means the corresponding the nodes are using, the users are using the only one copy, the same copy. Everyone keep the same copy there. The multi-ledger means For example, suppose in that environment, only 10 users are there. But within that 10 users, just 2 or 3 users have to form one network, one separate network. It's like a VPC. So the corresponding, the who are form the corresponding private communication in that 10 user, the 3 members only having this another one separate record for the transaction. So these are the multi-ledger based like that multi-ledger based platform. So this is a difference of the single ledger architecture and the multi-ledger architecture. So multi-ledger means it is having the one sub network. So not only one, it is having the lots of them, maybe 2 or 3 or 5 from some like that. It is based upon that need. They are using, they are creating the VPN in that environment. So this is the that means these what is the architecture of that blockchain. But we're not able to sometimes we have to confuse what is this architecture, how we have to develop in real time. So in next we will discuss about that, how we have to develop it. So the corresponding the components how we have to deploy it in real time. So next one says So the corresponding this slide is indicating about where currently in 2021 who are using that blockchain environment. But still now we have thinking only the blockchain is only used for Bitcoin only. That means it is a transfer cryptocurrency only, but it's not true. So in real time in 2021, the lots of companies are using that blockchain environment for specific purposes. The first one is the Amazon and Microsoft, then Oracle, then IBM, then Accenture, Entity Data, and the lots of companies, they are using the blockchain. So we have to know, we know the Bitcoin is transferred, the Bitcoin is based upon the blockchain environment. So what other environments, that means what are the applications is used by that blockchain? The first one is supply chains and fintech, the financial technology. Here we have to some little bit about how the blockchain work in that financial technology. Everybody know about the how the Bitcoins are working there. But even though just we have to come to that another edge means now we have to discuss how the financial technology blockchain is deployed in that financial technology and the retail technology and shipping technology. Just I say on a real-time example. Just if we are going to buy some fruits, some vegetables in that shopping complex or somewhere like that. At the time, just the corresponding fruits having that, the corresponding the pouch of that fruit having that, it is fully 100% organic, some things like that. But just we have to know it is organic, but we does not assure whether it is organic or is chemical based. So in this situation, the lots of companies here, they are developing food industry to even the best quality to the customers. They are using the blockchain environment. So here we have to raise the question, sir, how the blockchain environment is used in the retail or for something agriculture, something like that. How is possible? It means, and the blockchain is the main motivation of the blockchain means it is a decentralized, always immutability. That means that we can't change the data. While we are seeing the demo, just you can able to find how it is working. What is immutability? What is a decentralization? You have to know in real time. So how we have to implement the blockchain in that agriculture environments? While we are implant the seed, actually in the blockchain technology having the contents or informations. Suppose if you are going to agree some food products, so the corresponding blockchain documentation contain while when the seed is implant and when the corresponding product is a harvest up to the corresponding product reach the destination is having the full information. In that information, in that process, transaction process, the anybody does not able to change the data because it is having what are the data are transferred from source to destination, the every data is integrated with the hash function. That means, suppose if we change the data in the intermediate, means not able to change the any users. So it's a fully secureable environment. That's why the corresponding blockchain environment is used in the retail storing, then healthcare department, then insurance, then government. So one more real-time example also we have to see that. The election voting system. That means the voting system in a election. So how is we have to use the blockchain technology? So nowadays we are using that EVM machine. So somebody is believing that EVM machine, somebody is not believing like that. So here, if you implement that blockchain environment, that means it is a transferable. That means while we are press the EVM machine button, it's automatically the corresponding storage go to the distributed environment, decentralized environment, because we have to say one more example also for decentralized server storage. Nowadays we are using the AWS, Amazon Web Service. So the Amazon Web Service having the lot of servers, we can, that means we have to say it's not a servers, it is a data centers. So the AWS having the data centers in India, in Mumbai. The Mumbai city is they are deployed that data center in that Mumbai. Is one of the data center. So the another one is a Singapore country. The AWS having the one more data center in Singapore and North Virginia, California, this like that. So what will happen means, it's the same situation, the same environment, just you have to apply that election department. Suppose one of the person is pressing that EVM machine, means the corresponding is the data sent to the not to the one server, not to the one server or one data center. The corresponding data sent to the all servers. That means it's a distributed. So we're not able to that means change that change the data. So it's not able to corrupt the data. So for example, suppose if there are 10 votes, someone candidate getting the 10 votes, means it is automatically the corresponding full data sent to the 10 data centers. So it is a transparent and it's a distributed. So for that reason, in 2018, the West Virginia, they are implemented in election, central election. So these are the applications and these are the companies they are using the blockchain environment. So not only for that cryptocurrency, so it is using for the retail also, financial technology also, then shipping, then mining department, then healthcare department. So these are the real-time applications, and nowadays these are the MNC companies, the multinational companies, they are using the blockchain for that to protect the data. So this is the nowadays these are happening. So please, next. Sir, next one, yeah. Next one, sir, please. Yeah, this is a hyperledger fabric. Still no, we have to just find out the theoretical manner. What is blockchain? And then architecture. Still no, we have to find out in theoretical manner. But somebody is understand, somebody able to not able to understand. It's not maybe a not clear idea about that. But hereafter, just you have to aware about that in real time. So in the hyperledger fabric, so it is a real-time blockchain environment. So how is possible? How you have to say is it a real-time environment? You have to raise the question. So in the hyperledger fabrics developed by that IBM, that means it is a just a application. It's not nothing. It is an application. It is developed by the IBM in 2015. It is Unix-based environment. We have to use we have to develop on that Windows also, Windows and Mac OS also. But it is very easy to implement. Suppose if you are deploy that in that Linux environment, it is a very easy to deploy that. But suppose if you are in the Windows platform or Mac OS platform, it is something little bit difficult. It's not yet difficult. It's something a little bit difficult. Just you have to install some more packages also to develop that blockchain environment. So this is a hyperledger fabrics. Nowadays they are using. Next one also the R3 Quantum. So these nowadays three companies are developed in the real-time blockchain environment. The first one is IBM. Second one is R3. Someone is also there. So these are real-time one. So next one, sir. Please, next one. So next one. So please. There you go. So previous. Okay. So here, you have to read that hyperledger and the Ethereum. So still now we are also thinking about Bitcoin, Ethereum. So those are the cryptocurrencies, something like that. Just we have to here. There is a various between Bitcoins and Ethereum also. So Bitcoin is one of the cryptography application, cryptocurrency application. But Ethereum is it's like a blockchain environment. For example, just now we discussed about Hyperledger Fabric. It is one of the real-time blockchain environment. Is developed by IBM. Then it's a real-time. It's some packages. Then the next one is Ethereum. So the Ethereum also is one of the open source distributed and decentralized platform. That means it's like one of the Hyperledger Fabric. Here, Ethereum also one of the platform, then Hyperledger also one of the platform. So here they are using some differences between the what the Ethereum and how the Ethereum, the ledger type, then governance, then which type of cryptocurrency they are using, then throughput, then consensus mechanism that there. Just I have to mention due to lack of time. Just I have to discuss something, some important features only. So in Ethereum, just you have to see that ledger type permissionless, and here Hyperledger means is a permission. That means if you are developing one of the network, always one of the blockchain platform using Ethereum, it is a permissionless. That means it's like a open Wi-Fi. In nowadays we are accessing that free Wi-Fi. That means open Wi-Fi in college campus, something like that. Is a permission. That means it does not contain the password, something like that, to join the group. That is a permissionless. The next one is the Hyperledger is a permissioned. That means we have to get the authorization from that admin. Then only we have to enter in that environment. So this is the main difference between them. Then next we come to that throughput. So throughput is here. The throughput is meaning about that transaction speed. In networking, just we have to using 1 GB, 512 Mbps, some 512 kbps, something 1 GB, GB transaction speeds like that. Here also in the blockchain environment also using that throughput process. So in that Ethereum, it is using that 20 TPS. The TPS is indicating transmission per second. Suppose if you are implemented Ethereum open source platform, Ethereum open source blockchain environments, here we have to send the data per second. Just we have to send the 20 data at per second. But if you are using that Hyperledger Fabric, we have to send that more than 2000 transactions per second. The TP is indicating that is indicating about the transaction per seconds. The next come to the consensus mechanism. So it is a sum of the privacy policy here. Here what type of cryptography algorithm they are using that? The proof of work is one of the cryptographic algorithm is used in the Ethereum. Then Hyperledger, they are using the pluggable mechanism, means they are using the various type of pure proof of work, then practical Pearson fault tolerance algorithm, something like that. Some hash functions also, MD5 hash function, SKJ, they are using that. Some public key encryption also they are using. Then private key encryption also they are using. So these are that used by the Hyperledger Fabric. Then next we come to the smart contract language. So what is mean by smart contract language? So that means we have to develop the real-time blockchain environment. Means here we have to see two types of blockchain environment. The first one is Ethereum and Hyperledger Fabric. If you want deployed as real-time, we have to using that Node.js code or Golang or Java. So we have to implement these packages in our system, in our Linux OS to create that real-time environment of that Ethereum. Suppose we come to that Ethereum means we have to using the lot of program languages to develop the Ethereum, but Hyperledger Fabric, just we have to install the Java and Node.js, some things like that. So these are the difference, the Ethereum and the Hyperledger fabric. These are the two real-time high blockchain environment. Nowadays we are using that. So mostly not only in India, in the worldwide, they are using the Hyperledger fabric. So this is a real-time situation. So the next one, sir. So next one, slide, sir, please. So next one we have to discuss that. This one. In previous slide, we discussed about that real-time blockchain environment. So these are the tools. Now you have to, you will get it ideas about how we have to implement in real time. So these are that tools for private blockchain environment. That means you are one of the user, I am the one. That means you are the one of that developer, I am the one of the developer. Means just if you want to develop one real-time blockchain environment. So how is possible? What are the tools you have to need to install that blockchain? Here, the basic OS, the Ubuntu 14.04, always a 16.04 LTS. It is a little 64-bit OS. We have to install that in system. Then after that, the CURL tool and the Kit tool, then Toker engine. So the Toker engine and the Toker compose, these are the packages. Everyone know about the Toker engine and Toker compose. So these are the current versions are used, always creator versions. In the minimal versions, we have to need to deploy that blockchain. Means just we have to be 1.14 are creator. This is a minimal, always is lowest version need to install that blockchain environment. Then so the corresponding the Docker compose used to develop that, always just implement that node function. So and that if you come to that Python, the 2.7x. So the corresponding the Python here, why we have to insert that Python means the Python used to develop the blockchain. That means formulate the blockchain. That means we have to create the blockchain and transact the blockchain. That means we have to write the coding in the blockchain environment after installation of these softwares. Just we have to develop the, always just we have to create, while suppose if you are going to create the first block means just we have to the corresponding block developed by the Python. So these are the real-time tools for that Python environment. So now we have to get it some little bit idea how we have to implement in real time also. So and then, sir, I will send it on website address. Just you have to share that, sir.
Sir, you can type the website in the chat box, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir? Saburi, sir?
Sir, I send it through the WhatsApp, sir. Just you have to share that. I have to given some demo there.
Okay, okay, okay. 1 second, sir.
That's right.
Yes, I have shared in the chat box. You continue, sir. Thank you. Sir, you have shared the 2 websites, sir. The
Okay,
2
sir.
only, yeah, okay. I posted, sir.
Okay, sir. So just you have to see that the two website address, that means corresponding web page URL. The first one is blockchaindemo.io. The second one is andersprownwork.com. So these both are their corresponding websites containing that real-time blockchain environment. So how the real-time is working, some things like that. Sir, it's possible to share this, sir. That's how to.
Sir?
Just be, sir, அது பண்ண முடியுமா அதுல?
என்ன சார் பண்ணணும் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
இல்ல அது நீங்க இது பண்ணீங்கன்னா டெமோ காமிச்சிருவேன் அத நான்.
1 second sir, 1 second.
Okay, sir.
The first one I shared, sir. Are you able to see?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just here, this sir, please just click that. அந்த window close பண்ணிடுங்க சார். blockchain demo window close பண்ணிடுங்க.
Okay.
நான் சொல்ல நீங்க செய்ய ஒண்ணும் பிரச்சனை இல்ல. So this is that corresponding the web page of the first one. So this is nowadays, if you want to get it, that demo of blockchain means here we have get it how the blockchain is working in that background. We have get it the demo from that. First of all, this is a Genesis block. So this is the first one, initial block. Here the users also available here. Suppose if you want, this is one of actually we can able to create more users. So now in this environment only one user is there, name called as Satoshi. So just go to the click the arrow in upper. Yeah. No sir, just
Continue demo sir.
yes, no, otherwise just you go to the upper sir, just you go to the arrow. Yeah, in left
Okay.
side these are one of the users Satoshi. Yes sir, okay, just you have to add another one. Yeah, now we are going to add the another one user. It's a Isaac. So why they are calling Satoshi as a first user name is because then in 1991 the Satoshi Nakamoto is a inventor. It's a fake name. So now we are going to share the blocks in between the two users. So how we have to share the data? Before that sharing the data, just we have to make the communication in between the Satoshi and the Isaac. So how we have to make the communication? Just here you go to that, just you click that arrow near the Satoshi. Yeah, just you have click it. Sorry, Isaac. Otherwise, just you have Isaac. Yeah. So this one symbol. So அந்த group symbol இருக்கு பாத்தீங்களா? Satoshi கீழ. Just you click that. Okay, now you have to see that connected to the peer. So now, so both of that connected. Suppose if you want to add another one peer, means just we have to click that add peer another one. Just we have to click the Jane now, and that's one simple. Sir, please click. Yeah. Now it is in this blockchain environment, the three users are connected mutually. So now we are going to share the blocks as a ledgers. How we have to share the ledger? So before that, so the Genesis block is the first one block. That is a initialization block. Initialization block. Here, in previously that having the hash function. So just you have to see that the hash of ID 000DE75. So this is a hash ID. That means in that initialization of block, the initial block, it is encrypted by the hash function, and that the hash function, after that hash function, it is encryption, it is giving the some ID 000DE75A32. So this is the first hash ID. So now we are going to transfer the data. How we have to transfer data? Just we have to add some data to the below map. So just you have to add, sir. Some data add பண்ணிக்கிறீங்க. Just here, just you have to add data. Just you have to say something, hi, hello, something like that. We have to type it, some data. Then now we have to click that add new block. So now, please, everyone listen here. So in the first one, blacks hash function hash ID is 00DE75. Now we have to refer the second block once. Previous hash value 00DE. The both are the same. That means the previous block, always the previous record is incorporated with the new one record and also is delivered the another one hash value. Now we have to find out the second block once hash value 000 FDP. So this is a newly produced data's hash ID. So now just you go to another user. Now we here where we have to do that. Isaac, just you have to transfer the data from Isaac to another one. Just you have to click another one. Santosh or John. Now please click that. Yeah, just click that. Now we have to come below. Just in part of one. Just you have to see that. Just we have to generate the data in Isaac and share the data to the group. Now the Jane and Satoshi received the corresponding data, the same data. Sir, please just you have to create another one data, sir. Please. Here type here, sir. Just you have to type something here new.
Yeah, I typed fine, sir. So,
okay, sir. Just you have to add new click. Yeah, just you have to add click. Yeah.
Add new block.
Yes, yeah. Add new block. Yeah, please click it. Now we have to compare that the previous hash value, the hash value of block 2 and the hash value of block 3. So the block 2 having the hash value 000 some series something like that. So if you come to the block 3, just you have to check it that previous hash. The corresponding which one is produced by the block 2, that is a hash value of block 3. None after that, the block 3 also given the new one hash ID 0006 something like that. So this corresponding blocks share to the others. Suppose you will go to the any one other user, sir. Please just go to any one other user. The corresponding the data is transferred. Now we have to create this. Okay, sir. Just you have to add new block. Yeah. Here just you have to get it. The code just is typing that good as a data. Now we have to compare the hash ID, then previous and current one. Sir, just you go to any one user, sir, please. Now actually now when created in Jan, just you Satoshi something like that. Yeah. Just if you come to the refer the every data is transferred and processed. Just you go to whatever you have to created in Isaac, this everything is transferred to the communicate. That means in that blockchain environment. That means the corresponding data are transferred, shared in between the users. So this is a blockchain environment. So the next one is immutability. Just in previous first actually in beginning of session, just we discussed about that immutability. So immutability means we can't change in between. For example, suppose the user that means the user 1 generating 5 informations and transfer to the all users in that group. Okay, now the everything every data are that means the users in that corresponding environment have keep that all records. Suppose the user 1 is changing some data, what will happen? Sir, please just you have to make it just block 2, block 1, block 2. Just you have to find just you have to write it fine. Just you have to change it fine. And the fine where just you have to add something. Yeah. Now we have to listen. So in previously there is a data is a fine, but now sir is add in name is a boo. But just you have to check it. The hash value. In previously there is a green because it is working properly. There is no changes. But now the hash value is changed. Just if you go bottom wise hereafter the nodes, the everything will be changed. Just sir, please just you have to listen that but block 2, block 3 and block 4. The every hash value is changed. That means here we can't change it. After that processing the data, any intermediator or any agent or any malicious behavior, any intruder not able to change the data in after that sharing the corresponding data. So these are main advantages of the corresponding technology. So actually, the corresponding black box technology is based upon that the security function. So whatever may be, if you have that the blockchain is invented for the only for security purpose. So even though nowadays it does not also provide that security purpose, it is actually it's having the 51 percentage attack security attacks. So it is providing only 49 percentage only security to the users, but the 51 percentage nowadays they are introduced is attack the blockchain environment also. So for that reason, we have to do some research on that blockchain environment. Sir, can you able to share that PPT, sir? Please, everyone, just you have to check the online demo, blockchaindemo.io. Then as well, next one is andhrapradesh.com also. So the first one is we have to find out how we have to share the data. Suppose if you are any intermediate or intruder change the data means how is working, how is blockchain is behaving. Then second one is second one web page is Andhrapradesh. What is it is showing that blockchain Bitcoin environment, how the Bitcoins are shared in between the users. Just you have to check it that andhrapradesh.com. You have to find out the demo. Just you can able to find the demo, able to see the demo from the second one web page. Sir, please, the last one, sir, research and some things. Yeah. The technical challenges and the research areas about the blockchain. So just now I convey that and the corresponding blockchain does not provide the 100% security for that real-time world. So for that reason, nowadays going some research areas and the based research areas on the blockchain. So what are the issues in that corresponding blockchain? That means throughput. So the first one is here throughput. So actually, in nowadays you are know the Visa and Twitter. So the Visas are the financial tech company. Then Twitter is a social media. So they are using that. Actually, if you go to that Visa, the transaction basically they are transact the 2000 transactions per second. The Visa, suppose if you are using the Visa, that means it is transfer that 2000 transactions per second. In Twitter, suppose if you are using the Twitter means the corresponding Twitter transacts the data of 5,000 data, otherwise 5,000 transactions per second. But if you come to the blockchain technology, it is only using the 7 TPS. That means 7 transactions per second. For that that means so this is one of the issue of the blockchain environment. So the next one is the latency. The latency means it is meaning that time consuming. So if you are using the blockchain environment, but in previously we discussed it is one fast something like that. But actually in the blockchain environment, to generate the data and to process the data and to transfer the data is actually detect that 10 minutes for per block generation. So this is a real-time situation of here. So these are one of the very time consuming. So for that reason, they are nowadays they are using that various research areas. The third one is a size and bandwidth. So actually in 2016, if you are using that while developing that generating packet that each block contain 50 GB. So one user generating that one block means the corresponding is block having the block corresponding block's size is 50 GB. So every one block, otherwise every one record in the blockchain environment having the 50 GB. So it is a very one disadvantage of the blockchain environment. Then come to the security issues. So just now we discussed it. Actually it is basing the 51% security issues. So for that reason they are asking also research areas. Then come to the wasted resources, then usability. Tell me wasted resources means here I have to mention one real-time example. Before 3 days, the Elon Musk, the SpaceX CEO and Tesla CEO, and the Elon Musk invested in 1.5 billion US dollars in that Bitcoin. But it's not a good thing. Actually, In previous, he is one of the world's first rich man in previously in the last week, but nowadays he is the second one. So why the Elon Musk come to the second one? It is a wasted resources. That means if you are using the blockchain environment, just we have to lots of energies, so lots of monies. So they are giving the one real-time data. In 2017, actually in Bitcoin environment, 15 million by day, they are wasting that amount. That means the corresponding, what I say, the investors are losing that monies per day. It is so in 2017, they are having the one data. Per day, they are losing 15 million US dollars per day. So for that reason, here also we have to improve the blockchain environment. Then as well as usability. So sometimes we want to use the blockchain environment. Otherwise, just we have to deploy. Otherwise, we have to develop one blockchain environments. Here also we have to face some little bit difficulties. For example, if you want to install these packages in Windows, means it is also very little bit you have to face some little bit difficulties. But compared with the Linux is a very user manner. So for this season also, we have to develop that, we have to research in that blockchain environment. So we have to list out what are the research areas in that blockchain environment: the security, decentralization, cryptography, smart contracts, then technological architecture, then tools for blockchain, then scalability. So these are the research areas. Hereafter, how to focus on that blockchain environment. So the next one slide is indicating about what are the current projects are based on blockchain. So these are the current project ideas are based on blockchain environment. The first one is that this nowadays it's going on real time. A trusted crowdfunding platform. That means what is indicating that means. Here also we have to discuss some real-time examples also. Some startup companies, they are asking fundraising to the angel investors, something like that. But after that business proposal, the angel investors are given the amount to the startup companies or startup clients. But due to the unawareness, inability, the startup companies are not able to use that the money in proper way. They are wasted that money. So, but the angel investor does not aware about that. So, for that reason, nowadays they are developing one real-time project for that based on blockchain. How to find out the flow of money, how the startup companies are spending their money for the work. So, it is fully very useful for the angel investors, not for the startup. So for that reason, they are using this is one of the current project based on blockchain. The next one is extract shipment location data. That means it is useful in that logistics business. Actually, still now if you are using the GPS, also not able to find out the corresponding location. So in that logistics section, it is very complicated to find out that raw material, some things like that. So for that reason, they are also developing some projects on blockchain. And then peer-to-peer ride sharing. So the ride sharing means here also we will discuss one of the real time in Ola and Uber. So in the Ola and Uber also. In between the driver and the passenger, they are having the third party. So to avoid the third party, so without intermediate third party, just they are making the communication between driver and that passenger. They are applying the blockchain technology as well as for that to protect the data from unauthorized access. For the security reason, they are also for that reason also they are using that blockchain technology. Then voting system, I previously discussed about in 2017, Virginia, they are using that voting system. So this also research focused on that. The next one is that track back your food. So that means it's a food technology. We have to discuss in that agriculture how the agriculture technology is followed from seed plant to that harvesting up to the reaching that customers. So these are the currently projects. Real-time project is based on the blockchain. So if we come to the conclusion or finally means main motivation of blockchain means is only for the two advantages. The first one is immutability. Second one is decentralization. So this is the main motivation of that blockchain technology. It's not a virtual technology. If you want it to make it means just I have to share it some data to you how we have to make a private blockchain also. Just you can also able to get it blockchain. Otherwise you have to implement, you have to develop the real-time blockchain environment in your system also. Suppose if you are using the Linux system means just you have to make it. We have some resources. Just I will share after this session. Just you have to make it deploy that real-time blockchain environment. So this is some basics and some some little bit about blockchain technologies. The blockchain is not only the technology; it's a technology-based environment. It's nothing but it's like a application. It's not nothing more. It is just is a application. We have to call it is a distributed application. So this is only the basics. Is anyone from any questions from there and feedback? Just I expect feedback from there.
Hello, sir.
Sir, please.
Yeah, currently I'm working on blockchain technology and mobile networkers.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Is there any way to connect blockchain technology to simulators like NS2 or NS3? Those are their network simulators.
Sir, actually,
please,
sir, please.
Yes, sir. Please complete.
Sir, actually, NS2 is a simulation tool.
Yes, sir.
Okay, NS2 and nowadays in currently we have a lot of simulation tools. NS2 and NS3 also currently on.
Yes,
but
sir.
it is a simulation based package. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is actually there is one of the package, and here the blockchain also one of the package. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how we have to collaborate with
There's a lot of disturbance. We are not able to hear.
Yeah, actually he is off the mic. Is anyone? Just I request your questions, please.
Thank you, Bhuvali Pandian sir. Participants, is there any questions? Please ask Mr. Bhubadi.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
Ramesh.
Yes, sir. Could you please help me in that? I'm
Actually, your background noise was high, so that only I muted.
Okay, sir. Then please continue with next question. Sorry to disturb. Sorry, sir.
Ramesh, you can have a question in the chat box if you have more noise. Any other questions from audience?
And please, is anybody about how is this and please I expect that some feedback from also.
Yeah, this session was very informative, sir. One more feedback. Okay. Sir, Bhuvali sir, thank you so much for your presentation. I hope participants have gathered some information related to today's topic. Sir, is there anything you want to share, sir?
Yes, sir, of course. So actually, I would thank, first of all, I would thank Dr. B. Muthukumar. Once again, I have to thank, as well as who are participating in this session. But I hope the session may little bit useful to everyone, I think, I hope. So I thankful and I proud to given this opportunity. Once again, I thanks. Indu Nagaraj, there is a question.
Yeah,
Please.
thank you so much, sir, for your valuable comments. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll get in touch, sir.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, participants, now the forum is to us. Can we have a video? So I'll just take a snapshot. Thank you. Ma'am, Anandi ma'am, you are saying something, but you are muted.
Sorry, I was saying the feedback. Sorry, the feedback.
Okay.
Feedback form.
Yeah,
At
I'll
12 o'clock
share
you
that.
had posted one. That is the first for the first session, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. So now I'll share, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please, sir.
One more thing, sir, that quiz link, whatever the you shared in WhatsApp group, that is not opening. So can we
Sir,
know what is the time?
no, the time is 2:30 to 4. So that's
Okay.
why it's not opening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your present. Yes, now you can close your videos. Thank you so much. And it's my privilege to thank all the participants who have attended regularly for the past 5 days. Thank you so much for your contribution. I hope I have given something, some related information to blockchain, which may help you to in academic as well as in research part. So the thing is, you have to be work on regularly with the new technology so that you can learn more about blockchain. So in future, this blockchain may be integrated with some data science, or as Prashant told, it may be integrated with IoT. So it will help to the academic forum as well as the research forum in all the academic part. I hope your students may learn from you with the new technologies. Now I would like to thank our management, Dr. Chinnadurai Abdullah sir, for giving an opportunity to conduct these types of FDPs in a continuous platform. I thank our principal, Dr. M. Periyasamy sir, for his continuous support and encouragement. I thank our co-coordinators, Professor N. Karthikeyan and Professor A. Kanmani ma'am, and organizing secretaries of this 5 days ATAL FDP, Dr. Hassan Hussain, Dr. Shivakumar, and last but not least, the most important person, Professor John Samuel, and all my resource person who delivered the eminent lectures from day 1 to right now, Professor Dr. Dr. P. Muruganandan sir, Deputy Registrar from IIIT Kalyani, followed by him Dr. A. Prashant, Professor from PSNA College of Engineering Technology, Professor B. John Samuel, Professor N. Karthikeyan, Professor T. B. Shivakumar, Professor P. Vigneshwaran from SRM Institute of Technology, Professor Mahib M. Batre from GS Raisani University, and last today Mr. Bhupati Pandian from Industrialist. And I thank all my colleagues who have supported and completed this 5 days FDP in a successful manner. Now I would like to share I'll share the session 2 feedback for in the chat box. Okay. Yes. Now I shared. Followed with, I will also share the meeting link is already available in the WhatsApp group. So once again, I'm sharing the. Again, first one is session 2 feedback link, and the second one is quiz link. Okay, just follow the quiz link. So quiz link will be open from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. Very basic questions only I have created because we are all from academic background. So I don't want to create any unnecessary thoughts. Okay, so you can easily clear the quiz. It's a part of ATAL. With this, I'll conclude the ATAL 5 days FDP. Thank you, one and all, for your wonderful participation. Thank you. Thank you. If anybody wants to give your valuable feedback and suggestions, the forum is open to you, all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the very good blockchain. I know such training programs are not available for blockchain. Whenever people talk about blockchain, they just only talk how blockchain is useful, right? But they do not go into the technical details. The technical details are, it was really covered very well. Rest, I would just only request one thing. Because this was such a heavy, in fact, it was a heavy technical session. In future, it would be nice if whoever is delivering the lecture could ensure from their side that there is not much disturbance. That was the only thing which number of times, didn't allow us to catch exactly what they were talking. But anyway, that was superseded by the presentations which were provided. But overall, it was a very good, training program, and it was wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, for the last 2 months, we have conducted 2 phases of 14 days FDP. In that, we have covered more hands-on session related to blockchain technology. But due to the time constraint of 5 days, some of the sessions we could not able to deliver. And the background noise, the most was there. Okay, in future, I try to cover it now. Thank you. Thank you.
And one more thing, when we're talking about the cases, some of the topics, at least I might be wrong, the view from others might be different, but there were few topics like, talking about the basic components of blockchain, what we had done. Somewhere there were some overlap. Instead of that, if you could include more use cases like, diverse industries, like, talk a little bit more about healthcare, right? Other like in medical field. I mean, somebody from that area, if they could come and showcase the use case, it will make people understand how blockchain is used in various domains as well. That would add more value to the FTP because it is really a rich source of information. Your 5 days, and it is really useful. In fact.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful suggestion. Thank you. Any other participants? If you want, you can tell me your suggestion.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah,
This is Tangudurai from Vivekananda College of Engineering for Women. So actually, all 5 days about the blockchain, we have learned more, and also conducting is very smooth. And also, I congratulate all the team members, those who are all involved behind this program to be succeed. And also, for the online conducting, then and there will be a problem. We know all the issues as a teaching field. Every day we are facing this type of problems also from the students. They are telling so many problems. So we cannot be commit that one. Even it's not in our hands also. Sometimes some network issues also. So apart from that, everything is superb, sir. And also today's that demonstration about the blockchain also so good. So I thank to everyone, all the resource persons, and also HOD sir conducted. Even you have conducted, and you become a MOC person to organize this program. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for conducting this blockchain.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Mahen.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for conducting a very nice and informative session. My suggestion is that the flow in the sense, so it should start with that means that whatever the sessions we have. So first session should be what is blockchain, what are the features, those things. Then what are the implementation of blockchain, so that it will be very good.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Got it? What I'm trying to say. That means first introduction to blockchain, then features of blockchain, advantages of blockchain, then implementation of blockchain in healthcare or whatever. Implementation of blockchain, then what are the challenges available in, so that it will link one by one. It will be linked, and finally it will be very nice.
Okay, sir. I'll look on that, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, participants, you have a quiz link in the chat box. I'll post in even the session 2 feedback link. I will post it in a WhatsApp group also. That will be open up to 2:30, and quiz link will be open from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. So kindly complete the 2 process. So most probably tomorrow I will upload all your attendance to ATAL. Maximum within Wednesday, you will get a certificate from ATAL directly to your mail. So before that, you need to give a feedback to the ATAL portal. So once if you provide your ATAL, after I'm entering your attendance in the ATAL portal, you have to give your feedback in ATAL portal, then you will get a certificate, right? So most probably within Wednesday, you will get a certificate, right? Thank you so much. And once again, so with this, I'll conclude, I'll wind up the session. Thank you.
Sir, now itself you